city parking, weekend gear, everyday space, always forward with Kia.
I need a car that can handle two very different things. A parking spot in the inner Richmond and all the stuff I somehow carry around like I'm leaving town forever. My Kia Seltos fits the city, but still has room for my dog, my work bag, groceries from Clement Street, and the hiking gear I forgot was in the back. It's compact where I need it and roomy where it counts.
Kia has a vehicle built for the way your life actually moves. Find your way forward at kia.com. Kia, movement that inspires.
You know what it is. That's right. It's time to talk money with your money nerd and financial coach. Now, tighten those purse strings and open those ears. It's the Money Talk with Tiff podcast.
Hey everyone, I am so excited because I have Dr. Michael Bailey on the line. And Dr. Michael Bailey, he is the president of the American Veterinary Medical Association. So we're here to talk about pets. So hey, Michael, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you and your audience?
I'm doing well, and I hope the audience is as well. But let's just go ahead and hop right into it. So I'll be honest, I am not a pet owner. Fish and birds is kind of where I'm at. But I am the friend people call when the vet bill arrives. So a friend of mine recently got a $3,000 invoice she didn't see coming. And another has spent more on his dog's diabetes, which blew my mind because I'm like, I didn't even know pets have like issues like us, than his own health insurance deductible. So Dr. Bailey, what are people missing when they calculate the true cost of pet ownership?
Healthcare, whether it's for pets or for ourselves, are very expensive. That's going to make some people concerned because I said that out front. But we have to realize that in order to keep ourselves healthy, there are things we have to do to maintain our health. That expense, as far as the upfront out-of-pocket expense, can be mitigated, can be reduced. And the best ways of doing that is preventative healthcare. There are things that come up, whether it's catastrophic events or other unplanned diseases that we usually don't plan for because we don't know it's going to come. But the best way to handle those is to do some planning. So I've said two things. One, I said preventative health care, and that means, yes, seeing your veterinarian regularly, not saying I can cut out a veterinary visit because I don't think it's necessary at this time, but your veterinarian can catch things before they become catastrophic. Doing things like vaccinations. Yes, vaccinations are important. They do not cause autism in our pets, and they probably are the single thing that has reduced disease in our pets and our family members than any other healthcare procedure so far. I'm putting it that because new things are coming along, but yet we cannot plan for everything and it can be expensive. So I said we cannot plan for everything, but then I said we should plan. How do we plan? Veterinary health insurance. One of the reasons folks are surprised about the expense is because in many cases, they themselves have a third-party payer health insurance. They do not see the bill or they do not see the entire bill. We're only 4% of our pets in the United States, and I say 4%, it's actually less than 4%, have a health plan. So you might consider if you have a pet or getting a pet, also getting a health insurance plan to help cover those expenses. And if you don't want to get health insurance, then you can do other things like putting some money aside in the bank on a weekly or monthly basis, which hopefully you never have to use. But if you do have a catastrophic event, then you can dip into your pet health savings account to help pay for it.
Okay, so you said a few really interesting things. So I'm going to back up a little bit. So first, you mentioned preventative care. Now, we're used to that as humans. We go to our physical once a year. At least you should be. Now, when it comes to pets, how often are they supposed to get preventative care? How often do they get their checkups or are supposed to?
I personally would like to see a pet every 6 months. That is because our pets grow and age real rapidly. So we want to try and catch things before they get to a point where they become a problem. A minimum every 12 months. And if you're going beyond that, just imagine your pet goes from 6 weeks old to 1 year old. And in most cases, a 1 year old pet, and let's even stretch it, Labradors. I tell people that Labradors and other retrievers are teenagers when they're 18 months old. So 18 and 18 kind of thing. But what I'm saying is their life is accelerated compared to ours. So if we say annually for us, 6 months is actually reasonable for our pets.
Let's take a quick break from the episode because I want to tell you something I've been building behind the scenes and why I'm asking for your help. So my first book, Money Moves and Mindset Shifts, publishes September 29th with Wiley. It's the framework I've been teaching for 8 years, finally in one place. Stewardship over scarcity, managing what you have so it grows into what you need. The same principles that got me from a struggling single mom to living in a new country with a business that actually sustains us. So pre-orders determine a lot in traditional publishing. First print runs, shelf placement, whether the books get seen by people who don't already follow me. So the window between now and September 29th is when that math gets decided. So if you want to help out, go to moneytalkwitht.com/moves and order your book today. Now back to the episode. I can imagine that does become costly, if you're having to take the pet to the doctor. So I saw that you mentioned pet insurance, which I'm like mind blown. I didn't even know pets had insurance. And only 4% of pets are insured. So do you think that that's a marketing failure, a product failure, or a psychology failure? Like, why is it only 4% of pets insured?
It's a U.S. failure. There are Nordic countries and other countries in Europe where 70% of the pets are covered by health insurance. So our mindset has not gone to, put it this way, we'd rather put the money into today than potentially for down the road. And then I am not blind. I do have to realize that the cost of gasoline has significantly gone up, and you have to figure out where you're going to get that extra money from. There are short-term, which is maybe less expensive than health insurance, or wellness plans also. And talk to your veterinarian. They may set up a wellness plan with you where you pay monthly. But if you need to get in, first of all, you're on their wellness system, and they quite often will cover at least some of the more common things that can happen. So you don't have to worry about, where am I going to get this extra scratch this week? You've been paying it for the last 12 months. So take advantage of it.
Very interesting, because I was going to ask you about that, when it comes to the preventative care. So veterinarian offices, they offer like plans internally where people can get that preventative care.
Quite often they will have a wellness plan. And I would, if you're thinking about getting a pet, if you have a pet, I would make an appointment to just sit down and talk to your veterinarian and the veterinary healthcare team about what you can do to keep costs manageable. And I'm saying it that way because, once again, the routine annual things you can usually find those so that they're affordable to you. Do not skip vaccinations, folks. They really do keep your pets healthy. But even more, I ask people, do you know why we give pets rabies vaccines? And sorry about the phone. Preventative care is something that protects our pets. And we don't think about the fact that that protection is actually more than our pets. The protection is for our family. I ask individuals, do they know why we give pets rabies vaccines? And they say it's to protect the pet. And they're absolutely right. But actually, the primary reason we give rabies vaccines is to protect the family, to protect the people in the household. Because rabies and other zoonotic diseases go back and forth. And here's the thing you have to know about rabies, which is present in the United States. If you do not catch it before clinical signs start showing, it is nearly 100% fatal, whether you are a pet or whether you are a person.
Wow. And you know what? Like, I remember growing up and hearing a lot about rabies, but I haven't been hearing it, hardly at all in recent years. So I'm surprised to hear that.
Well, it's interesting for you to say that. If you think about the number of deaths in cars have gone down because of the use of seatbelts. So I ask people, would you stop using seatbelts because the number of deaths have gone down in car accidents? No, you wouldn't. The number of rabies cases has gone down. In the United States, we had 2 rabies deaths last year, 2, but there were 53,000 around the world. Why? Because we have done such a great job of preventing rabies in our pets, but there's still rabies in the wildlife. So we still have to be vigilant, because if a raccoon, for example, bites your dog and your dog is not vaccinated, your dog can develop raccoon rabies.
Wow. Wow. All right. So I did want to ask also, because you mentioned pet health savings accounts. Now, I love human HSAs. Like, I spread that around all the time. I love talking about it. It's awesome. So can you explain a little bit what a pet HSA looks like?
Well, I was stretching it a little bit there, but the concept is the same. But in this particular case, you're fully responsible for it. So you can sit down and go and look at what a pet health insurance plan would cost you, which, by the way, there are lots of them around. You'd be surprised. Your car insurance company probably offers something. There are major human carriers which offer pet health insurance also. So look around and see what's available, but look and see what it would cost. And if you are not sure about it, take that same amount of money and put it aside for your pet every week or every month. So instead of giving it to the insurance company, you're giving it to yourself. But act as if it's not there. It's just going in the corner, but when you need it, it's there. So it's a self-managed account. And I said health savings account, but it's a personal savings account for healthcare.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you for that clarification. Because I was like, whoa, hold on. Let's talk about this. Are there tax benefits there? No.
Interestingly enough, folks have talked about, should pets be covered under something because of the human healthcare benefits. It's in the talking phase. It's in Congress. It's not going to go anywhere at this time. Look out, Congress. But it's just the fact that there are legislatures talking about, yes, there are positive benefits to having pets, and shouldn't we encourage?
This fall, experience San Francisco Opera for just $10. Thanks to the generous support of the Dolby family, Bay Area residents who haven't been to the opera in the past 3 years have access to $10 tickets. Dive into a world of political intrigue with Verdi's Simone Boccanegra and Mary, Queen of Scots. Discover a life of Parisian luxury in Manon, and laugh along with Mozart's famous comedy, The Marriage of Figaro. Visit sfopera.com/opera for the Bay to learn more.
Okay. So like I said at the very beginning, I was surprised to hear that pets have like diabetes and stuff, but I've also heard they have cancer, joint disease, all types of things. So in your opinion, which of these has seen the most cost inflation and why? I'm just curious.
Well, I don't think I would put it as cost inflation, but I started off saying, yes, healthcare is expensive. Some of my colleagues are probably going to slam me for being so blunt there, but it's a fact. Whether it's human healthcare or veterinary healthcare, it is expensive. But there's reasons why it's expensive. We have in the United States the most advanced medical care for humans and for pets, but it doesn't come free. Our education is highly expensive. Now, you're asking me which one is the most likely to advance. Right now, cancer is probably the thing that we have our eyes focused on very strongly. Not the most necessarily, but focused on. And part of that is because with this improved healthcare that we're offering pets, we also have our pets that are living longer. When I went to veterinary school, my kids say that I started practicing on dinosaurs. A cat, for example, lived 10 to 12 years. That was an average lifespan for a cat. Cats now are living to be 25 years old. That's because of increased healthcare. But as we get older, and I'm putting it in that collective we, our bodies start developing more and more abnormalities. I don't even want to say diseases. And our pets are the same. As they get older, things go wrong. But cancer is one of those things which we are seeing more and more and more of. And in doing that, we also have specialists. So I'm a board certified radiologist. We have oncologists. We have animal behaviorists. We have, of course, lots of folks have heard about veterinary surgeons. ophthalmologists. So we have basically the same healthcare in veterinary medicine as we do in human medicine.
Gotcha. Now, you mentioned before that people should consult their vet before purchasing or, to see what the options are, what have you. Is there anything people are buying that they shouldn't? Like, are there any products out there? And, your colleagues might slam you for this too, but are there anything that people are buying that they shouldn't buy when it comes to pet care?
Yeah, non-veterinary advice. I'm sorry, Dr. Google and the other things you see on the internet that are not coming from somebody who has a real medical degree, I'm sorry, they're leading you down, in many cases, a primrose path. And that sounds like it's self-serving, but no, it's hard for us to separate artificial intelligence from the person who's gone through a 4-year veterinary degree and has gone through multiple years following for board certification. Why? Because they have access to the same articles. But a veterinarian comes with decision-making capabilities, the abilities not just to handle that routine case, but to see when something is not routine and to make a shift. I love artificial intelligence, but folks, do not go down a primrose path because it can lead you astray.
All right. So I mentioned at the top of the episode that you were president of AVMA, the American Veterinary Medical Association, but you are now past president as we're recording this. But I just wanted to ask, what does AVMA leadership actually do? Are you all lobbying, educating, setting standards, or all three?
All three, except I want to be careful about setting standards. We recommend what may be policy, procedures, but it's up for each individual veterinarian or in the case of states to decide what it is they want to use or not use. So we do not regulate or enforce anything. We try to bring groups together, come to consensus, and then we put that consensus out for the profession and industry to digest and utilize.
Gotcha. Thank you. So, because you never know who's listening. So if we have anyone listening that is in that field, now they know more about what AVMA does. So thank you so much, Dr. Bailey, for coming on the show today and breaking down, what could be one of the most costly things that we don't think about when we're planning our finances. And I'm glad to hear that there are options. So if anybody was interested in learning more about you, AVMA, or anything else we talked about today, how could they find you?
avma.org. We have a plethora of information for people to utilize. And just remember, pet care, if we talk about it, can be, yes, expensive. But actually, if we look at the benefits we get from having our furry friends with us, it is probably one of the best healthcare investments you'll make in your life. And I'm talking about human healthcare investments as well as your veterinary healthcare. And cost is relative. What do I mean by relative? What you get out of it is what you put into it. But if we start with preventive care, you'd be surprised at how much you can mitigate a lot of the costs that are talked about regularly in the media.
Gotcha. And I completely agree with that. So like I said, I appreciate you coming on. This is something that I've never talked about on the podcast. So I thought it would be an interesting and fun angle to take. And I appreciate you coming on. So thank you so much. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too. Anytime you have more questions, just contact the AVMA. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Be careful what you say there. All right. Bye.
Thank you for listening, joining, and being a part of the Money Talk with Tiff podcast this week. You can check Tiff out every Thursday for a new Money Talk podcast. But if you just can't wait until next week, you can listen to previous podcast episodes at moneytalkwitht.com or follow Tiff on all social media platforms at Money Talk with T. Until next time, spend wise by spending less than you make. A word to the money wise is always sufficient.
Best thing that's ever happened to you financially. Go.
Easy. Sold my car on Carvana. Amazing offer.
Really? I hit 200 on the scratcher.
Did the scratcher come to your house and hand you a check?
No.
How many scratchers did you hit to get that? I hit a button on Carvana.com. once.
Okay, that's fair.
It's like the lottery, except you always win.
Not like the lottery at all, actually.
Exactly. Inexplicably good. Offers worth bragging about. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.